Okay, give this a little bit to dry up and everything. As you can see, this is all covered with tape. Pretty much any area that I'm really concerned about getting bedding into on accident. If you don't do it, you're going to get it where you don't want it. And that's just the way it is. Those gremlins really know when you circumvent something. Take the takedown screw for the rear, coat it with the release, which is just the neutral stuff. Take my escutcheon. I'm going to stick this in here. Thusly. What I do with my screwdriver. Thing wasn't a rattlesnake. It had bit me. Anyway, we'll go like this. Protect the end of this barrel. And we'll take the escutcheon, thread it on. Because you remember, basically what we're doing is we're locating this escutcheon in the proper position at the back here. Tighten that down. Okay, so now we've got the escutcheon put in. Excuse me. And I'm going to clean off a little bit of this extra that comes out from the threads and builds up a little bit. You can get really anal about this and go through a horrendous process of trying to make sure that your bedding material is paper thin or even less than paper thin. But long and short of it is, it's hard to say how much of that might present a little bit of overkill. As far as I'm concerned, there's no real thing such as overkill in these situations. But you got to make sure it's locked in there. So we'll do that. I'll take a little bit on the end here. Careful not to get any more than what's necessary on the sides of the escutcheon, because obviously I want that to stick. So anyway, by doing this, we make sure that we're not going to get anything sticking there. So this is good to go. The stock is good to go. So basically now what we're boiling down to is mixing up our bedding material. Scoot this out. I'm going to move this back here. Keep it in the clear. Take down the screw. We'll go ahead and just leave it there for now, out of the way. Close this up so it doesn't get dried up. About time for me to get another tin of it. I've done a whole bunch of these jobs. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to mix this bedding material. Scoot that back a little bit. So what I'm going to take, and I just do it this way because it's the way I do it. Is it right? Well, it seems to work. Let me tilt this down a little bit. We're going to take 4 milliliters of this. There's 4. And then we're going to take 10 of the other. leaked out a little bit. I probably left a little pressure on here, which I shouldn't have. And you sit that there. Get this where it starts coming out right there. I want 10 of it, so I'm at 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to be down to 18. So I'll go ahead and let this go. And we have the proper amount of that stuff, of the putty itself. Steel impregnated putty. Top on there. Before I get myself in trouble. Set these aside, out of the way. And then we'll take a popsicle stick and we'll start mixing this stuff. You got to mix it up real good. It's a little stiff when you first start, so I usually group the stuff on top like that, and then I'll start mixing it up. I try not to dig down to the bottom until it loosens up a little bit. And then when she loosens up, just a matter of taking your time and getting it all mixed up real good. It'll just be a uniform gray color. That all good and mixed. And then we'll take our syringe, pull the plunger out of it, use a plastic spoon. At least that's what I usually start off with. Scoop this up. Oops. And start putting it in. Now, you don't have to use plastic spoons. I do, but you can also, if you want, take your popsicle stick and put it in that way. I mean, you know, half dozen one or the other, as long as it gets in the syringe. Not critical, other than the fact that you want it in the syringe, which isn't always the easiest thing to do, but you just got to keep working it. On down in there. And even if you come up short, go ahead and always start the most important parts first. The rear scutcheon and the front pillar. And you can always add to it. Stuff sticks like it's nobody's business. So even if you come up a little short, you can always skin the rest of it and it'll be just fine. I know a lot of people will say, oh, well, it's not enough thickness, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you right now from personal experience, yeah, it is. It'll work just fine. Now I try and clean this up best I can so that I'm not having to worry about having this stuff on my hand. Not because it's bad for my hand, which of course it's not really a good thing, but so I don't get it on the stock. Okay. Just set that out of the way. Take our plunger, look, now see, I've got some on my hand there, so we're going to want to get that off. Don't want to inadvertently get it on the stock and miss it, because it sticks to the stock pretty good. Anyway, that's where we'll start. So I'll move this over here as much as I can. I'll tilt this, pull it out a little bit so you can see. And we're going to start getting it injected into the stock. I'm going to get it up inside these slots first. Slowly work your way around your pillar. I usually move the needle in and out a little bit to make sure I get a real good coating on it. Try to bring it up even with the edge. Come around here to the side. And we'll take a look. Okay, now see, we've covered quite a bit, but we still got a lot left in here, so we're in good shape. Now, I'm also going to take and put this on the pieces as well, which gives you a real good coverage. But now we'll go to the rear tang, or actually, and what we'll do on the rear tang, let me swap this around. Is we're going to get it back up in here, basically by doing like this. So let me switch it back around where I can get to it real well. And we'll get this stuff injected in. You see, it takes a little bit of pressure to get it in there. Not an overwhelming amount, but it does take some. I'll take a break for a second here. Might need to mix a little bit more. but you do have time with this stuff. Doesn't buck up real fast. So you've got a little bit of time to work with it. I kind of try and butter this close to what I am going to see. I try and do it all at one time. The reason for that is I want it to be as uniform as I can get it. And by doing it all at one time, kind of eliminate variability in the bedding itself.